Dude, every fucking trick he lands, man. What do you reckon about it? You like this shit? You gonna do some tricks too after?
Who more powerful? Whenever you read this, right, it's the religion of the God itself. Next time, I'll come back to it. So, which is more? Which is more?
Dude, this is
Which is more
the most shit is happening on this corner in a
hairline
minute, bro. Bro, we should make like a speaker's corner here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All different religions just kind of talking and trying to keep the peace.
Yeah.
Because, like, I notice preachers get attacked a lot in that corner. I've had to defend them a few times. Like, I don't care what name you call God. I just don't like bullies, you know?
Yeah.
You know,
So, do you have a tissue?
What?
Tissue?
A tissue?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one.
it's on your hairline. It's on your hairline. Exactly. So you take it in. You take it in on your hairline. Right? You're standing there. It's on your hairline. But next time you come back like every gospel difference about saying. Because what they
Fuck, I thought I had one, but I don't think I have it, bro.
Oh, that's right.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sure.
Just turn the camera off.
Yeah. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. So what's your view on God? You know, like, what's the God that you know?
One God, Allah, which
And
means God in Arabic.
how have you reached these conclusions?
How have I reached the conclusions?
Yeah, because, like, is this like a belief of yours, or like you know this? That's your God.
Oh, it's my belief, yeah.
Okay, so why do you believe that?
Why do I believe that?
Yeah.
Because I used to be an atheist myself for my whole life. And then found Islam last year but I was researching every religion for about 4 years or so.
Mm.
And then I was reading the Bible, found lots of contradictions. And then same with the Jewish Torah.
See them in old texts.
The Old Testament and the New Testament, I was reading those. I didn't really believe in it or understand it very well. And especially since there's lots of contradictions.
Did you get to the point in the Bible where it's about a personal relationship, not trying to find him in the text?
Oh no, it wasn't personal. I just didn't really understand the Bible. If you get what I mean, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, everyone can use it the way they want to, but to me, it's kind of just like a tool. Once you know him, once you have you have a relationship with him, he can use it to speak to you. Yeah.
Then I was researching. Then when I started Islam, I found a passion for it. And then
do you speak to your God though? You have like a relationship with him? What was the last thing he told you?
Well, like, we speak to him, like, they don't really speak back. We feel it in our heart, like, when they respond, right? But, like,
yeah, but you communicate with God in some way, right? Like, so he tells you things.
Yeah, you're right.
So what was the last thing he told you?
Well, I don't know. What do you mean by that last thing he told you? Like, what do you mean by that?
The last thing he communicated to you.
Just, like, so we do our prayers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make it wild, which is like asking God for things. So we could ask him for, for success, that kind of stuff.
Wish list
kind of stuff.
Wish list, yeah.
Also, like, I want like a birthday, I want like $1 million, and it's not like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you're asking him to guide you.
Things that would be in line with the
things
righteous.
That, like, make you the better person kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Things like grant you success in, like, I don't know, your studies and stuff like that.
Sure.
And then like when that prayer gets accepted, you feel it in like your heart. So you get what I mean, right? Like you feel like it in your heart, or your life's getting better. So you feel like your life's getting better if you make your prayers. Like you get what I mean. Like if your life's suddenly better after you pray to God, then you believe it's God that like changed it, right? But if it suddenly happens, right, like for example, like you're suffering,
yeah,
and then you make a prayer, and then suddenly your life is better, like, since you pray to God, you believe He's God, right? So then, but like the reason I chose Islam was like, because I was like, I lost some friends who are Muslim, and they like they were very good people. Because before that, I was a bit lost, like with my life.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know, watching them pray, see like their type of like culture, like attitude towards things. I liked that, like how the women are modest and all that kind of stuff. And then how like we believe to us like the fathers first for marriage, and like we're a bit more traditional than the, you know, the Western culture, Western society. A bit more like, you get what I mean, like more traditional, like how it was, a bit like similar to how it was in the old times.
So it seems to me that seems to me like they're almost like fulfilling this need of like a family in your life almost.
Yeah, in a way.
Do you feel like that? Do you feel like, you know, they're like your family?
You feel that way, yeah. Like it's just you and God, right? If you're, for example, if you're by yourself, you're a bit lonely. It's just you and God, right? You can talk to Him whenever you want, that kind of stuff. But I also chose it because I was researching the sciences and in the Quran.
But when you speak to him, he doesn't speak back.
Like, you feel it in your heart, as I said. Consequences, and like
oh, you think he communicates through major life events and things of that nature more? Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, well, obviously he doesn't speak to us directly, right? We just feel it. Like, I change, you know. You know what I mean? So like.
Well, I'm trying to understand because from my experience, I speak to him, and he speaks back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I carry around a Bible with me a lot of the time to confirm I'm actually hearing him, because if I am speaking to the living God, creator of the universe, then his message board is all of time space.
Okay.
So he will give me signs through all of reality, not only when I open the Bible, but through the people that I meet, life events, a lot of signs. And he'll give you a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge, look here kind of thing. You know?
Do you like see him speaking to you in like your dreams and stuff or something?
No, it's not usually visual.
Oh, so how do you know he's speaking to you?
From what I just said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's like speaking to me, but like you don't hear his voice. You get what I mean?
Well, I can, at times, you know. But like,
so
the thing is, it's difficult when there's a lot of influence and obstruction around you. So that's why I have the Bible, right? Because all it takes is, I can't just open it up and ask, right? You have to actually be in a state which you're putting God's will above your own.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So I need to go away to a quiet place and get in that state. And once I'm in that state,
that's what we do as well.
And I ask, then like every single time there is an answer.
You feel like you're speaking to him and you feel like he's there, right? That's what we feel as well.
Well, for me, it's not about a feeling, because I don't trust my feelings with these things.
Right, so
I look for the signs. I look for the confirmation.
I mean, I do that as well, but it's a bit different.
But like for me, it's about a personal relationship. I'm not going to believe God is anything other than.
But what I was saying is, like, I was researching the sciences and like the Quran and how like Allah's miracles happened like 1,400 years ago, and then it's
If you know the truth, it's only a hairline.
Better out than in, I always say.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once you know the truth, it's all blind one thing.
He's found the truth, brother.
Then they can't get out.
He knows the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, is this Zeke? No, I thought it was Zeke. I thought I knew this guy. He looked like Zeke from home.
You know what I mean? But if you run, that's what I mean. If you run with someone, then it's on again. But next time you come back with them, run. Because you got to back up. Because what did you take in? You go home and study that to find out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you don't know, like 1 plus 1, you don't know the answer.
What is the answer?
1 plus 1. At the
Tell
moment,
us the answer.
You don't know the answer yet. Because 1 plus 1. At the moment, no one gives you the answer yet. You don't know the answer yet. Yeah. So you go away and find the answer, and then you come back. Do you mean? It's like when you...
Safe School says it's 4. I think they're wrong.
Do you mean? Because you don't know the answer. The teacher gives you the instruction how to get the answer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Trying to get it. It's like
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
the instruction, but you don't know how to get the answer.
Exactly. So you got to go.
man.
So you got to go away and find the answer
Find the answer
to back you up.
to get.
Yes, yes,
And
yes, 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 yes. You know what I mean?
because the
At the moment, you don't know the answer yet.
Where do you find the
You know what I
answer?
mean?
Who do you
find-
trust?
Yeah.
Oh,
In the
exactly. Do I trust you? Or
Who do you
Yeah.
trust?
Yeah.
do I trust him?
In the
Do I
Quran.
trust him?
Look in the
Everyone knows,
Quran.
right?
Look
Maybe
in the
your
Quran.
own natural instinct.
But then
The
when you
Quran,
see
look
it,
in the Quran.
and then you've
Yes.
seen it,
Yes.
and then you've seen it. You know what I mean?
I always say,
You've seen it. Have you
Yes,
guys seen it?
that's right.
Like,
Yes.
you guys have seen it.
for me,
1+1.
if anyone wants to know God, they just go out to look for him and they'll find him. Simple as that.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
If you want to find God,
Exactly.
he will find you.
Exactly.
It just depends how much you want to find it.
Exactly.
Because he might say some things that you don't want to hear. You know, in fact, he probably will say a lot of things that you don't want to hear. Yeah.
Medicine, bro.
Yeah.
Massive medicine.
But maybe it's the best
So
thing.
what I'm
that
saying
you
is,
can
when someone insults you, it's on a hairline. It's on a, you know what I mean? Because they don't know the truth. If they know the truth, they will leave you alone.
do. They don't really know you either.
Exactly. Exactly. They only see the image. They only see the image, and they want to insult the image. And it's up to you. It's up to you. You want to defend that image.
Do you bark at a dog that barks at you on the street?
Exactly.
Do you stop and go,
Exactly.
"Rah, rah, rah"? Some people do, man. I've
Yes,
seen adult
yes.
men do that shit.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've
That's it.
some weird
Do you
freaks.
know what I
It's
mean?
good metaphor.
You know what I mean? So you got to stand up your belief. If you believe Islam is the truth, and you got to go away and find that truth and back it up to defend it. Don't back down, because you can't. Because the reason you can't defend it now because you don't know now. You don't know. So don't be ashamed of that. You know what I mean? So go away.
Do you know what this is
go
like, though,
away
bro?
and find the
From my experience with God, it's like
You don't know. You don't.
convincing somebody else
Yeah,
of your
at
love
that moment
or
you don't know.
your,
Because they call you a terrorist.
soulmate, right?
Are you
You know, it's like, were you there?
Exactly.
Do you know the relationship? Are you?
Yeah.
No.
The reason.
Well, I can't prove to you
but
that
you want peace, you
relationship.
gotta go find a way.
That's my idea of God. I can't prove to you anything about God.
So they can shut them
But I'll
out.
tell you the truth about everything of my conversations and my experience with him.
That's what I mean.
I've seen
You know what I mean?
plenty of miracles.
Because you don't know yet.
Plenty of supernatural. My whole life's a fucking Lord of the Rings narrative.
But once
Like,
you know,
wouldn't believe it.
You can
You know?
defend it.
But hey,
You know
all
what
I can do is just say the truth, and because it's so
I mean?
far-fetched,
You mean?
I just put it as creative fiction, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyone that thinks it's too heavy, just take it as creative fiction. Art is hard, art is hard.
Muscle.
For all those with eyes to see and eyes to see, ears to hear,
That's how you breathe.
they've experienced the same shit.
You're a big guy.
I know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Like,
Yes,
I would
yes,
expect
yes,
anyone to
yes,
have
yes,
a
yes,
version
yes.
of God or believe in God if
Exactly,
they haven't
exactly.
experienced
Yeah,
it or
That's
seen it or
what you
spoken
can.
spoken of.
You have your muscle.
Like, it's not something you prove. You
Yeah.
know, all right,
Whatever, next
here's
time
God
they
right
have
here,
God,
and because of A, B, C, and D, God.
You
Like you can't prove your love for your
can't use your
relationship.
muscle.
One word.
That's what I asked you.
Exactly. That's right. Exactly. That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, hey, brother. I got finally Christian on my phone.
I'm gonna film for the podcast here. Fuck yeah. I don't classify as anything,
I saw your channel.
but I do speak to Jesus every day. He's my best friend. But people get weird about it, religious connotation. I'm not religious.
Don't worry, we're amongst religious fellows here.
I love God.
You're not? Well, I'm joking.
Do you like love? Do you love love? Are you about love?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then you're for God as far as I'm concerned. Right? The God that I know is love and truth, bro. He lives in the sky.
I haven't got Mary, Jesus.
So that's okay because it's still part of Islam.
Yeah, still part of it. Yeah, that's it. Most
Where-
people don't know that.
Where's Jesus? I want to see.
Yeah. Man, it's a bit tight this one.
That's Jesus.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I got a big angel on my back.
Look, it looks really interesting. Whoa. I've
Very-
never seen him depicted like that, but that looks a lot
It's
more
a
real.
famous statue, that one.
That looks a
Yeah.
lot more real than the
Yeah.
Caesar's son, blonde hair, blue eyes that
Yeah,
they put up
that's
there.
it, bro. Yeah. Jesus wasn't even like European. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
That was Caesar's son.
It wasn't. It's fucked up how they depict him as blue eyes, white
Totally.
skin. You know.
Well, it's just the government, Babylon, trying to co-opt
Yeah.
something they couldn't control.
Let me show you something. I think the verse.
well, they based their Middle Age paintings off Cesare
That's
Borgia.
why we say.
Of who?
Cesare
The
Borgia.
prophets in Islam.
He was like
It's
the
one of the
Pope's
things,
son
because
back in
one
like
of the-
the 1500s.
Yeah. It's always like the
And he's a
leading
very
structure.
handsome man, so that's why they based him.
I mean, like, I haven't read the whole Bible, but I don't think it said anything about him being that handsome. I mean, I feel like a
The sheikhs
With distinctly
formidable,
features,
I think, would be the closest distinction you could make. Like, if you're walking by him on the street, you'd be like, ooh, looks like a
Yeah.
tough guy right there.
Yeah, not like a very handsome Spanish man.
Effeminate, long flowing blonde hair. Worship me, governor.
It is idolatry,
Yeah.
but since I was blind before, I'm not really held accountable for it.
But you got to be careful that you don't idolize him. I
Of course not.
Yeah.
And I look at it as like, I'm a sign for other people, because I said to my friend over here, I'll never become a Muslim 3 years ago. Never. I used to mock it and stuff. I used to say terrorist and shit. It's really bad. Even on my old phone, I still have like terrorist memes and shit. So it's fucked up. And then now I'm a Muslim, bro. You know what I mean? So let me show you something.
When you get a chance, when you're done with this, I'd like to hear the story of what changed, what flipped, what made you.
Sure, bro. Are you recording?
Yeah.
I don't consent. Not joking.
It was a podcast.
I don't care, bro. I don't care.
The Rekoning.
Thank you, bro. Freedom, eh?
Yeah, freedom, yeah.
Hey.
I've
You're
got
not using
a
it for
pamphlet I can
nefarious
give it to
means.
you.
No, if you care about what you're saying,
You
you
wanna
want to
be
stand by
open-minded,
it, you
like,
should be able
question
to put it
everything,
out there as much as
Yeah.
Ask as many questions as you
Yeah.
can.
I mean, like, they're here trying to get this
Exactly,
message
bro.
out,
Yeah.
right?
So,
yeah.
Assume that they'd want it out.
That's me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The other guy I spoke to didn't want it.
Yeah.
This is another one, bro. You tell me. So we go to 2 Chronicles.
Oh yeah, last week we saw the guy swine here.
Yeah, apparently it's here today too. So you know the story of Isaiah?
Yep.
So read that. How old was Isaiah here?
There's a lot of racism going
I've
on.
already been given this one.
This
Okay.
dude swung at him, right?
Yeah. He just came up to him and he's like, "Oh, you're not a Muslim." I'm like, "Oh, I'm an atheist. I'm curious to see why he's not a Muslim."
I'm noticing a lot of the same stuff in the climate, man. Like, just over the street there today, I just saw some guy speaking to some Muslims about, like, something about, like, they should go back where they came from or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's kind of messed up. But the climate that we're in, it seems like there's a lot of engineering to push kind of race wars and holy wars against people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think people are people, man. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Well, that's what they want. It's racial holy war divides people.
right. And I think we get past that by actually speaking to the individuals and asking them why they reckon what they reckon.
Yeah.
And giving them a chance to explain their reasoning.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, rather than just saying, you're this,
Yeah.
I'm going to swing at you without even talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think Melbourne almost, like, has a climate of that, though, where people judge quicker before, like, identity, politics or whatever you want to call it. People are way quicker to judge in Melbourne. I'm from Bar.
Yeah.
We're less quicker to judge there. They'll have a yarn with you before they base a judgment on you about shit.
Yeah.
So someone sees that
Oh, he's getting way up amongst them.
someone sees
It's like the speaker's corner, bro.
Yeah.
You're admitting this is the person's reflection, not the words of God.
Yeah, but
So you reckon so it's
I never said you heard the new laws about like Nazi imagery.
Yeah,
Like
you're not allowed to do the jihad or something.
Yeah, like they're saying if you sew like a swastika or something, if you carry like a flag or whatever, you can get a year in prison. I think that's ridiculous because I've known people in that scene, not a lot, but you know, you want people like that to be able to speak. It doesn't matter whether you think they're violent or not. It's just because that's especially a subculture where extreme people, antisocial people gravitate towards it.
Well, you also
You don't want
feel
dangerous people to go underground.
you feel the Barbara Streisand effect as well. You know, like because like they get to have the victim complex. We as white men not allowed to assemble and stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Shit like that. So, yeah, exactly. I think it's fucked on all fronts. you know, like, and the cure, again, like I've been doing this podcast for about 10 years. I've been saying this whole time. Reckoning, bro.
Yeah.
Stop assuming you know what a person is and what they mean by what they say.
Yeah.
How about just asking them?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about it's okay to have different opinions?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
These people are so sensitive about people having different opinions. I think it's because their identity is wrapped up in what they think,
Yeah.
like their opinion. Well, mine change all the time. My identity doesn't change because I believe a different thing now.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's good.
So that's just me.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're an atheist. That means that you believe 100% that there is no cause to reality, right?
I guess, yeah.
Oh,
It
do you
seems more nihilistic, but yeah.
do you disagree? Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah. So you think nothing caused this?
No, it's pretty vague. Nothing I can explain.
Do you, so you think that there could be a cause that you couldn't explain?
Yeah, like a big bang. It's just I'm not informed enough to explain.
Ah.
Yeah. But
I don't think anyone would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like that's basically my thought experiment for those that I think a lot of people that say they're atheists aren't actually atheists. Like, if you can entertain the possibility of a cause to all this, say you're more agnostic. Because atheists believe in no cause. I just think cause and effect is one of those basic observable principles of science. I've seen no observable effect without cause. No observable cause without effect. So would you rethink that perhaps and maybe say that you're perhaps an agnostic and not an atheist?
I wouldn't say I'm agnostic. Agnostic is like the lazy man's atheist.
Ah, you think so? Well, this comes from the definition of the terms as has been month today. Because I'm just going off the dictionary. It's like, you know, an agnostic can entertain the possibility of a God, but they don't know. Of course.
Well, atheist is more just no God.
Yeah, no cause.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe in like the Big Bang. Yeah, not necessarily like God. Yeah.
So you believe that the Big Bang occurred, but you don't think there was a cause for it? Or you just don't know the cause?
Yeah, I don't know the cause. It's like one of them, at the moment it's like a paradox for me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you don't know,
like
if your belief is that you don't know, I would say agnostic. By the dictionary definition of the word, maybe not yours, but yeah. So, next question. If you could entertain the possibility that there is a cause, that there is a God, would you ever try to find him or talk to him?
Yeah, I think it's important to research stuff if you want to.
I'm not saying that you can Google God and find it through like.
I mean, like reading religious texts and stuff.
Yeah. Well, from my personal experience, I didn't really find God through the text. I mean, like a lot of religious people read the Bible or the Quran, right? And they'd be like, I need to believe this because it says it here, right? Yeah. Me, I naturally believe a thing, and when I read it in the book, it reflects what I naturally believe in the Bible. But when there's something that doesn't reflect, and I research by looking at the ancient Greek, which the New Testament, that was its original language that it was translated in.
Yeah.
Once I research in there, once I see what it actually means, I'm like, well, that does sit right with me, and I haven't found anything that hasn't. But I'm not sitting down and studying it like if I can professor or anything. You know, I use it like a satellite phone. If I can't hear him very well, I open up for confirmation as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it says things I'm like, hey, I don't know if this is you. I need to confirm. Like, but the God that I speak to uses the entire time-space reality as a message board. Maybe I'm crazy, but if I'm speaking to him, it's hard to deceive and pretend to be that. Because I think my version of God that I can see that speaks to me, I don't say like my version, but like, you know, the God that has presented himself to me, uses everything, brother. People, places. Open up the book for 10 years. I have a question, open it up, there's an answer. So old mate that asked me before, what's your faith? When you believe it, I'm like, I don't have any. It's not a belief. Like, for me, it's no, because I've spoken to him so much. Like, I'm not preaching about it. But if people are curious, I'll tell them. I'll be like, oh, I reckon this because of this. You know, like, I didn't find him in the book, man. I mean, like if people are curious, the moment I realized that God actually existed is when my best friend, Honor Mafumi, died right in front of me, possessed. A whole church witnessed it, like supernatural shit, bro. I'm not making it up. His name was Honor Mafumi. You know? No known cause of death on the death certificate. So that was a long time ago now, you know. But that was the moment I was like, oh, this is actually real. This is life and death. Like, people can die. It's not just in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have, like, any spiritual view of anything? Or is anything outside of just what we're experiencing here in this realm? Or, like, I mean, you probably tried acid or something before? Or like psychedelics? Or,
No, I
okay. But yeah, like, because I'm curious, because most atheists kind of have like a materialistic view of the world.
Yeah.
You know, like, if I can't see it, experience it, then it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like that? Or?
Yeah, I've seen no evidence for it. Yeah.
So you need evidence, and then you believe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think they keep saying, because I always ask, well, what makes your God the God? And they're like, well, this, yeah. Like, well, why not like Odin or
Stuck
something?
in the Matrix, bro.
Exactly.
Stuck in the Matrix. Took the blue pill. I'm trying to God pill him.
What color's the God pill?
White. For purity.
Whoa, that's a, why?
Yeah, why not? Huh? Because it's pure. White represents purity. It always has been. Like, obviously, colors represent something. You know, for green, we automatically intuitively associate this with health and goodness and positivity. Whereas, like, red would be negative. You know, danger. So.
Perhaps. I mean, like.
You can try to. What are you gonna? Can you associate white with evil? Like, does that? We would associate black as not to be racist, you know, but...
Yeah, well, I've seen a lot of cults where I'm from. They dressed all in white and like be all like... Yeah, I mean, KKK for one.
They believe white is top.
Yeah, but that's because of white supremacy. They put their color. So they've associated their color to associate supremacy with it. But generally, they also thought it was the greatest good. So you can have a corrupted perspective of it. Doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
But generally, like, we understand a white to be good. So that's from their perspective, white is good.
Yeah.
So obviously, we don't want to.
But in nature, do you know white is get killed?
White means get killed.
If you a white animal, have you seen a white tiger? Okay. A white lion?
Oh,
But
nature.
if a white crow, they get attacked in nature.
Yeah, because they're different.
In nature, yes, that's right.
That's right.
Yes, that's right.
They're probably trying to kill them off because they're a deviant genetic, like a genetic.
Yes.
Genetic deviant, so they're trying to poach it out so they can fix their genetic line.
Yeah,
you know?
True.
Yeah.
So
humans do it too in Africa, man. You know, they fucking farm those albinos in Africa, probably. It's probably like albino farms, man. What do you reckon?
No. Albino's a bit weird, bro. Like, do they get cancer easy as well?
Even. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes,
some kind of genetic.
They don't have melanin.
Even kangaroo, you know, albino kangaroo, they get attacked. They always stay away from their group. Because I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it happen, and they got attacked too.
True. I've never seen an albino kangaroo, man.
They're called wallabies. Yeah.
No, they're just small kangaroos, bro.
Yeah. That's wallabies.
Wallabies.
Yeah.
Wait, they're just giant rats, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, they thought when they first came in, they were giant mouses. They kind of look like mouses.
Yeah, they are.
They are from the rodent family.
No, they're actually from my mum.
Yeah, rodent.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, rodent. Yeah.
I just find it ridiculous. Evolution, and then you got a chicken out of a dinosaur. How's that evolution? How's that evolving? That's devolving, bro. But honestly, I think that the first human was a higher being. And we've evolved now. Look at it, bro. People acting like animals. I feel like ancient civilization was much more advanced intellect and mannerism, behavior, and everything. Now we're degenerates.
Now the reason
except Muslims.
The reason that they found out about chicken.
There's no Muslim degenerates in the world.
No. I used to be a Muslim degenerate.
Okay.
But it's got the cure for it.
Yeah.
And we can talk about that. But
the reason they found the chicken in a dinosaur because the bones. They had they had the wishbone.
Yeah, the wishbone.
Also, that's why.
But also
that's how they know the dinosaurs.
Yes.
But also feather doesn't get preserved. So technically, you can imagine a dinosaur with feathers. They could have feathers. They'd be like giant chickens.
Yes. But the dinosaur is actually come from crocodiles.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, they evolved from crocs.
Yeah, they're speculating.
No.
Inferring.
Actually,
but evolution might
Birds
You know-
and crocodiles are descended from dinosaurs.
You know sarks predate trees?
Sarks?
Sarks. Yeah.
What's up?
They're like 400 million years old.
Sarks?
You know, like yours. I have like a list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like they're giant fish. It eats people like great whites and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like 400 million years old, and trees are like 300 million.
Shit, son.
Yeah.
That's what they say, bro.
Yeah.
But you know, speaking on the evidence stem, you know how like carbon dating is flawed, right? You know about that? Like,
Yeah.
because it assumes that like there was the same amount of carbon in the atmosphere throughout history. We all know those days because volcanoes, ice ages, shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's based on a flawed model. It's not accurate.
Yeah.
So all these people saying 300 million years old, if it's based on carbon dating,
Yeah.
it's not an accurate science.
Yeah.
But I want to see what this argument is.
depends on other things. So dependent. And we already said the creator by default is independent. Independent equals dependent. How to make the statement?
Is it for YouTube or what?
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Hopefully, it's like a good, you know.
Yeah, be modest. Yeah.
I think you think it.
Humble is good. Humble is good.
But like, I've been banned for 6 clubs in the past when I used to be a liberal degenerate.
Yeah.
Because I used to just strip into my like I'm just like
Well,
I consider myself an walking inspiration. That's how egotistical I was.
From my spiritual perspective, there's a spirit of evil in the world, man, and a lot of it just wants to pull you down to be a degenerate like that. You know?
And that's because the thing is that we all have instincts. We shouldn't just let these instincts freely. That's like animal behavior. We're higher consciousness. We should channel these instincts into a righteous way.
Yeah.
To building a family, to building a community and marriage.
But to do that, you have to submit yourself to God first. I mean, like, you guys got that right.
And sacrifice and compromise.
Yeah. First thing, like, I could only hear him when I put his will above my own. That was the first time I could hear him. Before that,
It's intuitive, you know. There's no such thing as an atheist, and I'll prove it to you right now. If I ask a blind man,
no, that's true. There is.
blind man, what the color red is, would he ever tell me? He's been blind his whole life.
No.
Okay, if I ask you what telaqua is, can you tell?
Huh?
Telaqua. No, because I made it up. If something doesn't exist or you haven't experienced, you can't even refer to it. But when I ask an atheist about what God is, they know exactly what I'm talking about. They know I'm talking about the Creator. Otherwise, if they were truly an atheist, they didn't know God, they should just be like the blind, like, I don't know what you're talking about. But the fact that you know what I'm talking about, it means they have that experience, that knowledge.
No, because you can believe, you can know about a concept of belief without agreeing with it. Like, I know about flat Earth doesn't mean I believe the Earth is flat.
No. Okay. If I explain to the blind man what the color red is, would he ever understand? He doesn't have that fact. He wouldn't understand what I'm getting. But the atheist understands what I'm trying to tell him. He understands it the same way I do. That is the Creator.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like, you either
It's not
have
about belief. It's about knowledge.
you have a relationship with God or
I'm
not.
saying it's an intuition. It's an innate. You're born with it.
Yeah.
And it's actually proven by cognitive scientists, like Justin Barrett. He conducted the research over Japan. 32,000 children all said they believe in God.
Yeah,
And it's an atheistic society. They said they couldn't be conditioned in believing God.
You can deny your intuition, man. You can live in illusion. You can live in delusion very easily. Most people do.
Kids don't have enough critical thinking to deny intuition. So what their default settings are intuition.
Yeah.
So what that shows is believing God is part of human nature. And atheism is disconnected from human nature. That's also why they're oppressed. They have high suicide.
The family often conditions it out of them, you know. Whereas then, like,
There's many things.
if they don't express it or acknowledge it,
There's many
and
things.
they ignore it, it will eventually die away like a muscle that doesn't get used.
Any intuition can get corrupted. For example, there's an intuition that harming others for no reason is wrong. I used to be a sadist, and the reason why it happened is because I got groomed into the cult. I was very desensitized to gore, and that corrupted my intuition. That corrupted that intuition.
What kind of cult did you have?
It was an online cult. I don't want to expose myself, but
You don't have to talk
was hurting people online.
Yeah, that sucks, bro.
Using verbal abuse, whatever. Manipulative mind games. And just like that, you know, the intuition of belief in God could also be corrupted by maybe being forced religion as a young child, so that turns you off.
Of course.
Or you adopt a scientific worldview that's like everything is what you see is
what is true,
Very
which
common
is
story.
putting yourself in an empiricistic prison. Or you think that you're arrogant, you think there's nothing greater than humans.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, these things, many things can corrupt intuition. And that's bad, you know, because now you consider man the measure of all things. And that's very egocentric. And that makes you more individualized. That's why we have such an individualized society right now where families are broken apart.
Sorry, bro.
Hey.
I gotta leave.
Oh, I'll tell you one. Okay, see you, bro. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
What's your name again?
Cameron.
Cameron, yeah. I'm really bad with names, but see you, bro.
I'll probably see you.
He's still on that gun control.
That's why the spread was very quick.
But why did it ever end?
Huh? It didn't end.
He's a man.
I mean, if he didn't end, you know, I know, but you know what's the fastest growing religion in the world?
He's an independent.
My point is, why wasn't it just why did not believe that as you go geographically? Okay, let's say the Iberian Peninsula. It couldn't get past because of war, because of people, but they were given the Quran. There was at least one guy there who was,
you know, the Quran, a book of guidance, and also a book of misguidance. The Quran says no, it's fine. No. The Quran says inside some verse it will be revealed, some ayah they will be revealed, and will make people less Muslim or away from Islam. Why? It's because some people they will see that they have arrogance. They have, they are not sincere. When they get something, they will be ridiculous. I'm going to believe in it even more. Although it's the truth, the one who believes in it or the one who's submitting and using religion and rational would think this is from example, the story of the journey to one night and then go to the sky. This is something that when people heard it, the Muslims or the one who were believers like Abu Bakr, he was more convinced by it. Like that wasn't Abu Bakr was the one. Abu Bakr was the one with Shias. Political but the idea is that at this point that something will make people who are insincere or they have some hate or some racism like yes, that's why they fought Prophet Muhammad. And then when they were convinced afterwards, they become the one who spread Islam. Even the Iberians, the Arabs are not the one who conquered Iberia. They were North Africa. Once you are convinced by the group,
Alright, bro. Thanks, bro.
was unrecognized in itself.
Just kind of
Completed historically.
went in the middle of it. I'm trying to catch up.
Oh, okay.
And what this is
What's your podcast called?
Call it the Rekoning. Ask people the Rekoning.
On YouTube or
the Iberian Peninsula, the Christians they had like their own benefit. They had their own profits, from ruling the place. They were losing money. They were losing hegemony over the Iberian Peninsula. Then they were fighting not because they know this is the truth or they try to truth. They just fight because these are people, are taking our land. That's what they
on the street.
although yeah.
And also like small error you had in your you say that okay, so it came to the Arab, they automatically accepted it and then they just spread out. But do you know that Prophet Muhammad, just like Jesus, but he's never got to the next stage, but he'll be coming Christian again. For 10 years, extreme persecution, It's not like he came out and everyone's like, oh yeah, okay, no. That's what arrogance is. Because arrogance is the last not because it's not in front of their eyes, but because they have been paying the civil rights, they don't want to buy breadcrumbs, and they will ignore due evidence so they can remain inside of the ring. That's arrogance. Now, arrogance is unintentional or just not at all yet, blocking out the truth. That's arrogance.
What if I was going right now and I was 1,000 volts, 1,000 man euro? What if I went home right now and I wrote 1,000 manuscripts that at least equal the Quran? That at least equal the Quran, like the beauty of like the verse, like the even and odd numbers. I read one.
1,000 books.
1,000. Yeah, they are.
You already
And put this way,
you already assume that you will equal the Quran. It's a false assumption.
I make it like
I'll tell you why. One will equal the Quran. You're 1,000 books, and they have
Because the same way you are assuming I can create the universe. You can go home and create the universe. If there is something beyond your ability, you are assuming it.
I'm saying because the Quran, there's so many predictive facts in that, right? Which seem to bolster your faith. So many predictive facts in there about the nature of the universe, the nature of and what things like, etc. One of these books is going to come out. One speaks to prediction that in 50 years, nowhere 50 years, and we'll see that book play itself out. Okay, now this book is like now what's the standard? Well, the standard is you're telling me doesn't have the axiomatic truth.
That's actually beyond. It's already assumed to everyone.
But I'm saying 50 years, if that came along,
I mean, you will write 1,000. One of them will.
I'm just saying something like in a hypothetical.
One of the conditions of even making a prophecy. If I guess all the possible outcomes, I'm not prophesying. Definitely one of them will become true. It's not a prophecy. You know, the Quran makes many statements, many prophecies. None of them were wrong. So it's not like you make 1,000, only one. Actually makes hundreds. Prophet Muhammad, all of them come in one by one. Nostradamus. You know Nostradamus? The people. You know Nostradamus? How many prophecies was realized of his? Maybe he did one thing that I don't know about this one. Like maybe it was remotely close to that. But someone who's a prophet doesn't make, because if I buy every lottery ticket, how much chance I have to? Huh? If I buy every ticket, how much chance I have to win? That's the thing, yeah. What I mean is like I would definitely have like a, but the issue is that if I know the truth, if I am getting a message from the one who created everything, the most knowledgeable God, it means I should only buy one, and of course, Prophet Muhammad didn't buy only one, he bought hundreds, with all of them, correct? Okay.
And also, I see a very simple example, yeah? And basically, you're trying to just a card where it says, if you're truthful, create something like the Quran, you know? Okay. And then you said, let's say I wrote 1,000. Now we have AI, yeah? AI has access, yeah? I didn't even do that. Last week, I went to ChatGPT. I'm like, what's something like the Quran, yeah? And I tell you what it came up with. Literally, it just quoted the Quran. It says, this has been there, in the name of the one, the compassion of the mercy of the Son, doesn't mean that I was successful, and then it literally puts quotation marks. Say he is Allah, the one supreme.
AI can't do this anyway.
Had the ability, you know?
It has the ability to like recreate what's already there, but not. I was thinking something stupid actually hypothetical because AI can't do that.
It's got some biases too. It's got some biases with like religion, with the AI.
Inbuilt bias.
One aspect of the miracle of the Quran, the likely only cannot be done by, So the Quran was not revealed at one shot. This Quran was not revealed like once. It was revealed easily. This chapter, part of it was revealed at one point in time, other parts were revealed at one point in time, over 23 years period of time. The order you see in Surah 1, Surah 2, chapter 1, chapter 2, is not the same of revelation. The first, the first one. And then the second one was somewhere here. So, and then the order, after it was revealed, angel Gabriel advice that at the end, the idea is that he will tell Prophet Muhammad this was here. Let me give you another show to show how miraculous that is in its own. Imagine someone stays beside a small cliff, not under the cliff, beside a small hill, and then a rock rolls down from the hill. And then he took the rock and then put it somewhere random. After that, another rock just came down, and then he took that rock and then put it somewhere else. Then he put the third one, the fourth one, over 20 years of period, just putting rock and rock. For someone who just observing one by one, he just put it around. After he finishes all, after 23 years, you will see like a beautiful city with all like infrastructures and houses that you can live in and go in and live amazing city. You cannot even have conversation without one small thing with this method. Unless you have already the blueprint, unless someone is telling you, someone is beyond your capability. Because when someone is saying a point, when you write in a book or something, usually you write, then you divide and you send it to someone, and then you have reviewer one and reviewer two, and you have the trouble to correct what you have written. So Prophet Muhammad
for a podcast.
he was able to that you will say out loud everyone in
I guess. Yeah, I have a podcast.
the only thing is you put it in this place, and then put it this part in this place. If you look at the Quran, the way it's been structured, every surah, there's surah and the next surah, right? And the connections between them in a perfect order. That it does not make sense. Someone will just make it up out of his own and just randomly just state things, and then suddenly you have this. So this is in its own one aspect out of 1,000 aspects of the Quran is miracle itself.
I'm not denying that the Quran might be a miracle. Might be a miracle. Just like it might. Well, it destroyed paganism. That's
Sorry?
It destroyed paganism, which is a miracle.
Paganism is not destroyed. Come on.
No, it's not in the area.
Have you looked at the symbols around you lately?
Anyway, I'm not a big pagan fan. So. Miracle in that sense that it all comes from one place. But I have to think of this context. I actually, because
You can see how
religion is different.
and
Someone